Good Wednesday morning, everyone. We're going to start with the latest on Hurricane Melissa. This storm still a Category 3, having made landfall, a second landfall, mind you, in Cuba at give or take 3 a.m. this morning. The storm's continuing to move to the north-northeast, now headed for the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. The impacts have been devastating. So let me show you here the path that we're looking at. Again, Jamaica's landfall was yesterday, the storm a Category 5 at that time. Cuba a Category 3 this morning, and it looks like it will be a Category 2 as it reaches the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. Then continues out into the Atlantic, impacting Bermuda as we head toward the weekend before it starts to finally fizzle out further north into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, obviously, the storm has been devastating for so many different reasons. One of the most historic hurricanes we've seen in the Atlantic Basin, and it's just going to continue on its way as we move through these next few days, and we'll have updates as it does. Now, looking back home, things are pretty easy going as we move out the door here in the Providence Skycam. It's pretty mild for this time of year, to be totally honest with you. Not that it's toasty or anything, but 50 in Providence, well, it's not too bad. 46 right now in Smithfield, 50 in Westerly, Newport at 49, and 51 in New Bedford. It's windy out there, though, so I would say an extra layer this morning is not a bad idea just because our wind speeds are in the teens. Our gusts into the 20s. I've been seeing a couple of these up into the 30s, like in North Kingstown, that latest number clocking in at 30 miles per hour, and you can expect those numbers to stay put throughout the day. Now, the wind coming out of the north-northeast is giving us more in the way of cloud cover here, and it also has the potential to drive an ocean effect shower or two as we move throughout the day. Temperatures today not really doing too much. We're going to end up in the low 50s. Couple spots make it to the mid 50s, but the clouds stick around. And again, that ocean effect shower is something to watch for as we move through the afternoon. Nothing that's going to wreck your day, just something to note as you head out the door. High temperatures a little more widespread. Again, you can see Providence expected to get to 53 today, 50 in Smithfield, 54 in Taunton, New Bedford, all the way to Westerly, 57 for Block Island. Tomorrow, temperatures go up a little bit. We end up with more in the way of the mid and upper 50s as opposed to the low and mid 50s. It's going to be a dry-ish start to the day, but heavy rain returns as we get into Thursday evening. In fact, let me show you in terms of the numbers. This is as we go through the afternoon. So here we are, we get to 1 p.m. and there's 1/100 of an inch on the board. But then we get into the evening and all these numbers go up pretty significantly between a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 of an inch and an inch total by the time the system's done with us. Let's plan it out here on Futurecast as we get through again Thursday morning and early afternoon. There's not too much to look at. The system's still stuck off to our west as we get through that morning commute and midday. But by the time we get to 6, 7, 8 o'clock, that's where the rain starts coming in, getting heavier and heavier as we get through Thursday night and into the very early hours of Friday morning. We might even hear a rumble of thunder out of this. Nothing too wild in terms of thunderstorms, but something again to note as you're heading out late on Thursday, or maybe if Mother Nature's alarm clock wakes you up in the morning on Friday. Now, the good news is, look at the timing as we get to Friday morning's commute. I'd say a stray shower left over possible, but all things considered, it's really not too bad as we begin Halloween. I'm not saying it's a picture perfect day. It's still going to be pretty breezy, and a stray shower is possible as we move through the first half of the day. Otherwise, there's some clearing later in the afternoon, and you're going to have a dry time to trick or treat. So we're not going to call it perfect, but I'd say it's a win considering it could be soaking wet had this system shifted just a little in terms of timing. Into the weekend, we're not concerned about rain at all. High pressure's back in charge, temperatures in the 50s, and plenty of sunshine for Saturday and Sunday.